The Classic TV channel is your happy trails to golden oldies television from the 1940s through the formative years of the 1950s and 60s. Enjoy restored TV shows Mickey Rooney Show, Groucho Marx, Trouble with Father, Terry and the Pirates, One Step Beyond, Beverly Hillbillies, Bonanza, The Lucy Show, Dick Van Dyke, Annie Oakley, Ozzie and Harriet, The Howdy Doody Show, and many, many more. Binge your night away. So return with us now to those golden days of yesteryear.
I married Joan. What a girl, what a world, what a life. Oh, I married Joan. What a mind, love is blind, what a wife. Giddy and gay, all day she keeps my heart laughing. Never know where her brain has gone. To each his own, can't deny that's why I married Joan. I married Joan.
Oh, thanks, Joan. Really, Brad, you should come to the country club more often. I haven't seen you on the golf course in ages.
Thanks, Joan. Alice has become quite the golfer since you last saw her play.
Well, she must be. She was darn good then. Thank you, lover.
Do you play, Joan?
No, I don't. Brad's the golfer in the family.
And by the way, Joan, that was a wonderful dinner. You're certainly quite the cook.
Well, thank you, Alice. If you'd like the recipe for those meatballs...
Say, Brad, I got a birdie on the fourth hole last Saturday.
Her drive went about 200 yards off the tee.
You see, you take about 4 pounds of ground sirloin, and then you brown an
Brad,
onion with it.
I got a par 5 on the 7th.
Par 5? No, you take a par snip. You dice it up and burn
And you
off
know
the-
how long that 7th hole is. Gosh, Alice sure makes great wood shots.
I make great meatballs. You see what I do, Alice, is I take 4
But you should
pounds-
see her with a niblick.
Should see me with a shashlik.
Gosh, Alice, you must have gotten to be quite a golfer.
Well, you'd be pretty darn good yourself, Brad, if you keep up with it.
Of course you would. Why haven't you been out to the club?
Well, for one thing, Alice, I'm not a member.
But you could be. I'm sure the admissions committee would vote you in.
Well, Joni doesn't play, and I'd rather keep her company.
Now, wait a minute, dear. I never said you shouldn't play golf if you wanted to.
Well, of course you didn't, dear. But I'd just rather be with you.
Are you sure?
Well, sure, I'm sure.
How sure are you sure?
Well, very sure. If you can't play golf, then I don't want to play golf. You're my wife, and when I have time off, I want to spend it with you.
Are you sure?
Well, I said I was sure.
You sure didn't say you were sure like you were sure you were sure.
Well, I'm sure.
Sure.
Otherwise, I'd be out playing with Tom and Alice, wouldn't I?
Oh, of course you would. And he's such a wonderful golfer.
Say, Brad, I was in the foursome last week with old Charlie Anderson, and he said...
Charlie Anderson, you mean Judge Anderson of the State Supreme Court? You call him Charlie?
Well, when you play golf with a man, you can't help getting a little friendly. Isn't that right, dear?
Of course.
Well, anyway, Charlie said that there might be a vacated seat he'd recommend me for.
Gosh, a member of the State Supreme Court. Gosh, wonderful. Congratulations, Tom.
Well, thanks, Brad. Oh, a great deal to this little golfer here, though. She sure makes some great shots.
Yeah.
I make great meatballs.
Good night, dear.
All right.
I don't get around enough in the right places.
But because of me, he doesn't get around enough in the right places. Go on, admit it.
Admit what?
That you don't get around enough in the right places. And you wish I played golf like Alice does.
Oh, Joni, that's not true. I don't care in the slightest. Come on, get some sleep. Good night. Why doesn't she play golf like Alice does? She could learn, couldn't she? Still, Joan's kind of clumsy.
Still, I'm kind of clumsy. Go on, admit it.
You're not clumsy.
How did you know what to admit?
Come on, let's forget about it, dear, and get some sleep.
If I played golf, we'd probably be members of the club, and you'd be getting recommended for the state Supreme Court. It's all my fault.
Joni.
No, it's true. I'm a hindrance to you.
Joan, get some sleep, huh? Good night.
I can't sleep.
Well, I can.
How can you sleep when I can't sleep? Why, marriage is supposed to be a perfect union, each in tune with the other's vibrations.
Joni.
I'm vibrating. How come you're not? Because you don't love me, that's why.
Joni, I do love you.
You don't love me. I don't play golf.
You make wonderful meatballs, remember?
Who cares about meatballs?
I do.
Brad, you might just as well face the fact right here and now. You and I share a very serious problem.
We do what?
Me.
Joni, the only problem I have is getting some sleep. Now, good night, dear.
Brad, honey, why don't we take up golf, and then we can join the club? I know how you love to play golf, darling, and then you won't have to worry about
Joni, whoa, dear. Take it easy.
What's the matter?
Well, it takes time to learn golf. At least 12 weeks, a lesson a week.
Not for me, it won't. I'll take a condensed course.
Huh?
12 lessons in one day.
All right, now, Mrs. Stevens, are you sure that you remember everything I've told you so far?
Perfectly.
Then let's see that driving swing.
I'm waiting.
Yes. Nice loose swing now.
Too loose, huh?
Yes. Let's try it again, shall we? And this time we are going to keep our eye on the ball. We're going to keep the stiff left arm. We can bend the wrist a little bit, the stiff left arm. The club head comes back slowly, and the weight comes on to the stiff right leg. Left leg dips, but we keep a stiff right leg.
Of course. Where'd it go? How far did I hit it? Was it a slice or was it straight?
Mrs. Stevens.
It felt like it went a mile.
Mrs. Stevens.
Oh, what a thrill to feel the smash of ball against club.
Mrs.
The
Stevens.
whir of the ball in flight. Well, at least it was straight. No slice or anything. You see, it's straight out from the tee.
Mrs. Stevens, you are on your 9th lesson now. Why don't you forget the whole thing and let me refund your money, huh?
Oh, I'm no quitter.
But I am. Look, Mrs. Stevens, I have been teaching golf for 20 years. I have had good pupils, I've had bad pupils, but I can honestly say that in all that time, I have never had a pupil that it was impossible to teach.
Well, that's good.
Until today. I mean that you will never be a golfer. Never, never, never.
Oh, darn it, I'm so mad. I wanted to be a golfer so my husband could join the country club. Now he won't, because he doesn't want to leave me alone. Darn it, I'm so mad.
Mrs. Stevens. Did you see what you did?
I'm sorry.
350 yards down the middle. Mrs. Stevens, I have never seen a woman hit a golf ball like that before. Maybe I'm wrong about you. Maybe you have got an aptitude for golf. Well, I'm game to try again. All right, I'll tee this ball up and let's see that same loose, easy, relaxed swing.
Okay.
The same thing, 350 yards down the middle. That same powerful swing. Step up to that ball now with the easy, relaxed swing, the loose hips. Bring the club head back slowly, the left arm straight. The weight onto the straight right leg. The left leg can dip a little. Ah, that's perfect.
I'm going to practice chipping into Brad's hat now. It's very important that I learn to play this game, you know, because Brad's got to join that club, and well, I think you better sit over there, Mabel. You're kind of dangerous there. I'm about to chip it right in there.
I hope you make it.
Mabel, when a player is about to make a shot, you don't talk there. I know you don't understand anything about the game, but that's not golf etiquette. You'll find it right in there someplace. And book, must not talk when the players...
Yes, here it is.
Mabel, if you want to talk, I think you say 4 or something in there, but not until here. It's very distracting. Oh, Mabel, look what you made me do. I broke the records and then... Mabel, I made a hole-in-one.
Wonderful, Joan.
Well, that's the first hole-in-one I ever made in my life. And I did it the hard way. No club.
Joan, that's great.
Oh, what a shame about the records. Hello?
Hello, lover.
Oh, honey, I've got the most exciting news. I made a hole-in-one today.
That's terrific. I'll bet you broke a record.
As a matter of fact, I broke 2 of them. I broke the first movement of Beethoven's Fifth and the tail off the doggy in the window. I was practicing golf in the living room, dear. That's where I made the hole-in-one.
Joan, what I call about the admission committee from the country club is going to drop by the house tonight.
The admissions committee?
Yes, they like to look over the prospective members. You see, the club is a very conservative, dignified group.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, they're very old-fashioned. They're very concerned with tradition and family.
Well, I don't know about the tradition, darling, but I can certainly prove that I come from a family. Now, you know Aunt Minnie alone.
Joan, dear, that's not what I meant. You see, a lot of the members come from very old families. It's too bad we haven't a couple of great-great-grandmothers who came over in the Mayflower or knitted the first flag or something.
Well, we don't, honey. Does that mean that we won't get in the club?
Oh, no, dear, it's not that bad. I just wanted to let you know what kind of people they are so you'd know what to expect.
Well, I'll do the best that I can, honey. Bye.
Hiya, Joni.
Hello, dear.
I rushed home to tell you that the committee will be here any minute, and it's honey. What's this?
Tradition. Family background. See the spinning wheel here? Well, that belonged to my great-great-grandmother during the Revolutionary War. Oh, and this grandfather's clock was handed down to me from my great-great-great...
Joni.
Great...
Joni.
Great...
Joni, will you stop?
I only had one more great to go.
But, Joni, what is all this stuff?
Well, honey, you told me that the committee was very impressed with family background. So I got out all these family heirlooms.
Family heir... Whose family?
Well, I don't know. I just rented them from the antique store.
Joni, of all the great... What is that?
It's our family album. I rented a family, too. And, Brad, you never saw a crazier bunch of mixed-up kids in all your life. Wait till I show you.
Joni, of all the silly things, you can't go out and get a lot of old, phony family heirlooms in a phony old family and pass them off as your own.
But, honey, I was only trying to do what you said about the committee, and oh, my goodness, I'll bet my saltwater taffy is ready.
Your what? Joan, what's this saltwater taffy all about?
Positive proof that we're solid citizens.
Huh?
Look, honey, I found the recipe in back of that old family album. We're going to treat the committee to an old-fashioned taffy pull and tell them that the recipe goes back generations and generations in our family. Let's see, now I got it all cooked and ready. There's just one more thing. Oh, yes, a tablespoon of glycerin. This is the stuff that makes it sticky, dear.
Oh, dear, there's the committee, so hurry, will you, dear?
Better check and make sure it's a tablespoon. Lucky thing I checked, it's a teaspoon of glycerin. A tablespoon would have been too much.
Oh, dear, this is my wife. This is, Miss Montague, Mr. Anderson, Mr. and Mrs. Kenworthy. Dear, they're from the club.
Well, how do you do?
How do you do? Look, honey, I'll just put these in the other room.
Yes, dear. Well, shall we sit down? Mr. Kenworthy, perhaps you'd like to take that chair over there by our family heirloom spinning wheel? And if you sit here, please. Perhaps you'd like to see our family album. Brad and I are very proud of our old family.
Oh, I'd love to.
Yes.
My, what a distinguished-looking military man this is.
Oh, yes. That's Brad's Uncle Phineas. He was a great man in the Civil War. Won a lot of battles for the North.
For the North? But he's wearing a Confederate uniform.
Yes? Oh, yes, of course he is. He was a spy.
I don't understand. He's wearing the uniform of a general.
Well, he was a very high-ranking spy. As a matter of fact, he was the only four-star spy they ever had.
Oh? Yes. I see.
Well,
Oh, Judge Stevens.
How do you do?
We're just discussing your family album.
Well, I think I better get some refreshments. I have some homemade tea and homemade cookies for you. Oh, and first I have a big surprise.
A surprise?
Oh, really?
Yes. Don't go away. I'll get it.
she always is.
Surprise.
Well, here it is. Here's the surprise. What is that? Well, it's taffy from a recipe that goes back generations and generations. We're going to have an old-fashioned taffy pull.
Taffy pull?
Oh, yes. I come from an old line of taffy pullers.
Well, Joan, don't you think we better try it some other time?
Oh, no, please. After Mrs. Stevens gone to so much trouble.
Why, it could be fun. Besides, I hadn't been to a taffy pull since I was a little girl.
Well, then we'll certainly have one. Now, if you'll just take a piece there. Thank you. Yes, you're getting some there. It'll be fine. Can you get some there? To tell you the truth, I haven't done it for a long I'm sorry, this is excuse me. I'm getting a little bit behind you just you see. That's it. Everything is fine. How are you doing, darling?
We're doing fine.
That's Mr. Kenworthy, are you stuck here?
A different suit. I know. New suit,
Quite sticky, this is.
It's an old...
Will you take mine, dear? It's too sticky.
Honey,
Thank you. I can't seem to work mine.
I can't.
You can give it all tomorrow.
Give it a guy there. Give it to her. Joan, you understand how to fix it.
Thank
I hope you'll forgive us. It was just one of those things.
Oh, it's quite all right.
No, really, if you want your clothes cleaned, I'll be very happy to pay for it.
That won't be necessary.
Well, here... Oh, must you leave? Well... I managed to save 7 clean pieces. Won't you have some?
No, thank you.
Oh, but we went to so much trouble, pulling the taffy and all, and I know it comes from a wonderful recipe. Won't you?
Oh, very well.
Thank you. I hope you won't hold this little incident against us.
Well, everyone makes mistakes. And, you tell him, dear.
What my husband is trying to say...
Continue, George.
That is, Miss Montague.
I'm afraid we must be going. Yes, really, we must.
Brad and I are a very reserved couple. We're very correct, very proper, and honest. We're no gossips. Brad and I are 2 of the most closed-mouthed people.
Well, we're not going to do that.
All right, very well. Let's come along now, folks.
Please wait, we can do that then with that. Please, that's sorry, the recipe didn't work out, and I know it's not...
Joni! 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 Where are you? Where are you?
Well, here I am, dear. What's the matter?
Oh, honey, wait till you hear the news. We got admitted to the club.
We did?
Yes, and all because of you. You did it, lover.
I did?
Yes, Mr. Kenworthy was playing in a tournament, and you know his wife always talks and disturbs his games. Well, you know what happened?
No, what?
Well, her jaw was so tired from getting the taffy loose that she kept quiet during the entire 18 holes, and he won the tournament.
Isn't that wonderful, dear?
And, honey, he was so grateful that he got the others to vote us in.
Is that marvelous?
You know something? I think you're going to be a great little golfer.
What do you mean, going to be? I am a great golfer.
All right, dear.
Huh?
Let's see your swing, great little golfer.
Oh, sure.
All right.
Got the whole thing down now. Let's see now. Straight left arm, bend the wrist a little, relax the hips, keep the right leg stiff. The left one can bend a little.
I married Joan. What a girl, what a world, what a life. Oh, I married Joan. What a mind, love is blind, what a wife. Do-do-do. Giddy and gay, all day she keeps my heart laughing. Never know where her brain has gone. To each his own. Can't deny that's why I married Joan. I married Joan. What a girl, what a world, what a life. Oh, I married Joan. What a mind, love is blind, what a wife. Do-do-do. Giddy and gay, all day she keeps my heart laughing. Never know where her brain has gone. To
paprika, oregano.
Hi, Joni. What you making?
Oh, hi, sis. This is going to be chicken El Dorado. I'm going to surprise Brad.
You got any milk, Joan?
Well, maybe a little, dear.
It's awfully small for a chicken, isn't it?
Oh, that's all how you look at it. On the other hand, it's awfully large for a pigeon. Besides, it's going to be enough for just Brad and me. You are having dinner at Gertrude Hanson's tonight, aren't you?
Oh, sure. We got to talk about the college dance tomorrow. We got a date with a couple of fellas.
Oh, that's nice, dear. I better put these cream puffs in the refrigerator. They're for our dessert tonight, dear. Let's see now, what are we going to have? There's that and that, and, corn on the cob. Let's see what else. Gee, I haven't got hardly any food. Now, what will I get? Oh, split peas. I'll make Brad some split pea soup. It's his favorite. Oh, he's just gonna love this dinner when he comes home from the golf course.
Gee, I'm sure excited about that dance tomorrow night. Bob finally asked me to go.
Well, you're really crazy about that Bob, aren't you?
Yeah. Ever since we met in that biology class. Gee, it was so romantic, Joni. There we were, total strangers, until we both grabbed for that same frog.
And you've been leaping after him ever since, haven't you?
The only trouble is, I don't know whether he really likes me or not.
Well, you'll find out tomorrow. If he asks you for one dance, that means he likes you a little. And if he asks you for 2 dances, that means he likes you even more. Oh, and if he asks you for 3 dances, that means he likes you a lot.
How do I find out if he's really crazy about me?
If he runs out of gas and you never get to the dance.
Well, here's to empty tanks.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be so good having dinner with Brad again. You know, he's been spending all of his spare time the past week with Mr. Manners, the publisher.
A publisher?
Yes, Mr. Manners, you see, publishes the Legal Review magazine. And Brad is hoping that he'll ask him to write a series of articles.
Well, is that good?
Is that good? Why, for a judge, that's like being invited to play in the Rose Bowl. It is pretty small, isn't it? Maybe I ought to serve it under glass.
Under glass?
Yeah, a magnifying glass. Oh.
I've certainly had a very enjoyable day today, Judge Stevens. It'd all be good if you'd invite a duffer like me to play golf with you.
Duffer, you're nothing of the kind, Mr. Manners. You played very well.
Oh, I was no good. I was awful.
No, 130 is very good on this course.
Well, you're just trying to be kind to me, I guess. Well, maybe we can play again when I get back from Chicago.
Chicago?
Yeah, magazine goes to press in 2 weeks, and I still haven't been able to find the sort of articles I've been looking for.
You know, I have an idea for a series of articles on law that, look, why don't you come to the house and have dinner?
Oh, I couldn't do that, Judge Stevens. I know women. My wife would be furious if I brought a guest home unexpectedly.
Oh, not my Joni. Oh, she loves company.
Oh, it couldn't be right.
Oh, come on, she'll love it. I'll prove it to you.
All right.
Hello?
Hello, Joni?
Hello, Brad, dear. When are you coming home, honey? I've got the most wonderful dinner, chicken El Dorado.
Chicken El Dorado.
Oh, boy.
Look, Joni, I'm bringing a friend home for dinner.
Oh, Brad, you can't. I thought we were going to be alone.
I knew you'd be glad. It's Mr. Manners.
But, dear, I don't have enough food for 3 people. And besides, you know that this is a holiday. All the stores are closed.
It's wonderful, isn't it? Isn't it, dear? She insists you come.
Brad, you can't bring him. You gotta get rid of him somehow.
Well, I assured him that you wouldn't be the least bit upset, dear. Well, goodbye, lover. We'll be right home. See you later.
Well, sir, I can't get over it. Your wife actually pleased you bringing home a stranger for dinner.
You know, I can just see her now. I bet she's got a smile on her face a mile wide.
Well, there goes my candlelight dinner.
Why, what happened?
Brad's bringing that publisher home.
Can't you have a candlelight dinner for 3?
Only if one of us eats the candles. I only prepared enough food for 2.
Well, Joni, you must have something else in the refrigerator.
Yeah, look. Can you imagine him calling me at this late hour? He knows that the stores are closed. I don't know what men think about. Can't understand men. They call you up and they say, I'm bringing someone home to dinner. You don't have, I don't know what it is.
Well, what have you got?
Not counting the ice cubes?
Yeah?
Nothing. Oh, wait. Here's a fish that Brad caught the other day. Almost pulled him out of the boat.
Nothing else?
No. Oh, that must be Brad. I bet he realized how silly he was to bring that publisher here. Hello?
Hello, lover. About dinner, I sort of made a silly mistake.
Well, Bradley J. Stevens, I'm glad to hear you admit it.
Yes, I forgot to tell you that Mrs. Manners would be there, too. See you soon, dear.
Goodbye, lover. Oh. Hey, Beth, did you hear that? Brad called and said that Mrs. Manners, hung up on me.
What's the matter now?
Oh, Brad called. His wife is going to be here.
Naturally. Brad's wife is you. Naturally, you're going to be here.
Yeah, that's... No, the publisher's wife. Mr. and Mrs. Manners are both going to be here, and I haven't got enough food for 1 extra.
Well, you'd better do something. They'll be here soon.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, the soup's no problem. There, Mr. Manners. Mrs. Manners. In case they want seconds.
Never mind the soup, Joni. What about the main course?
Oh, yeah, the main course. Oh. Now, how am I going to get 4 servings out of this?
She is that tiny. Maybe you ought to put the feathers back on.
I know what I'll do. I'll stuff it. Then there'll be more to eat.
Good idea. I'll set some extra places at the table. You make the stuffing.
Okay, honey. A cracker. Oh, and a slice of bread. How lucky can we get? Hold still, Junior. This isn't going to hurt a bit.
An approach on that series of articles that you might like.
Good, good. We'll talk about it at dinner.
Oh, hi, Dad.
Hi, son.
Hi, Judge Stevens.
Oh, hello, Tom.
Can I help you with the clubs?
Well, yes, son. You might put the judges' clubs in the car, too.
Oh, Dad, I returned those tickets for the show tonight, and I'll be able to have dinner with you and Mother after all.
Well, that's fine, son, fine. And then, that is...
Well, no, look, bring Tom along. Tom, your mother and dad are having dinner with us tonight.
Well, thanks very much for asking me, sir, but... Well, I have a date and...
A date?
Well, now, look, maybe we better forget about this dinner tonight, Judge. It's getting kind of complicated.
Oh, no. Look, bring the date along. Once you got enough for 4, you can always spread it out for 6.
Bye.
How many more? Fish is coming along fine.
That's good, dear. Oh, I better put you back on stuffing. Here, let me see if you can get that in.
Say, Joni, what about dessert? Those 2 cream puffs won't go very far.
Oh, yeah, the cream puffs. How do you stretch cream puffs? Oh, how do you stretch? I know. pull them out. Okay, Brad, keep them coming. Old Brad, you can't stretch. You don't think it's even dead yet, huh? Cutting fish and the turkey. Cream puff. Well, you must be new in the neighborhood. I'll bet you're hungry, too. Well, I got plenty now. You wait just a moment. Oh. Here we are. Is that the greatest? Here, now go fetch. Come on. Hearty appetite, Rover. Hello. Oh, hello, Mabel. Mabel, I've got the most amazing story in the whole world to tell you. You have no idea how big you can make a fish if you really try. Well, I'll bet you that I had the longest, thinnest fish in the history. Yeah, well, 6 other people came over for dinner, and I wasn't expecting them, see? But I'm going to make up for it. Yep, today. I fixed a picnic lunch for Mr. and Mrs. Manners. And believe me, Mabel, this food I prepared is really out of this world. Well, you see, Mr. Manners is the publisher, so naturally Brad has to, you know, sort of. Yeah, well, oh, honey, I think they're here now. I'll call you tomorrow. Goodbye, Mabel.
Come on, dear, let's not keep them waiting.
Oh, no, dear. The basket of food is on the kitchen table. Will you get it? I have to get my jacket in the grip with the utensil.
All right, honey, but hurry now. Hey, say, this weighs a ton.
Well, I'm not taking any chances this time. I made an awful lot of food.
I'll say.
Oh, Brad, we're really going to have a big spread. This time we're putting on the dog.
After you.
I'm sure glad you're not angry anymore about last night.
Oh, accidents do happen, Mrs. Stevens.
Well, let me make up for that ridiculous dinner last night by serving you this picnic lunch.
Well, that's fine. I hope you got plenty of food this time.
I'll go get it, dear. Will you finish setting up the things for me?
All right, there we are. Oh, I'm sorry. There we are.
Hey, that's some little woman you got there, Bradley, my boy.
Oh, I know it.
did you enjoy the lunch? Oh, you dog, you'll never miss.
Come on, gang, over here.
Yeah.
This looks like a
Oh, this is
Yeah,
great.
this is
This
great.
thing is so heavy.
Oh, look, we even have a swing.
Yeah, a swing.
Wonderful.
Boy,
Oh, listen,
I
let's
love
put the
to
blanket
swing.
down first and we can
Yeah.
get down a bit.
Good day for picnic.
Okay, come on. Oh,
Boy.
Yeah. Boy, it's gonna be lots of fun. What do you say we eat first, gang?
Good idea. Let's eat
All
first.
right, now there's one for me, and one for you, and one for you, and let's see, there's one for me, and here's one for you, and there's one for me, and...
Hey, wait a minute. Who are you?
Didn't I come with you?
No.
Oh, then I must have come with you. Now there's one for me, and here's one for you, and there's one for you.
Hey, hold everything. Linda came with me.
Oh, she did? Oh, I must be at the wrong picnic. Is that funny? Excuse me, anyway.
Hey! Just a second, lady.
Oh, of course, excuse me.
Give.
Here. All gone. Just stand. Wow!
Now beat it. Wow.
Well, you sure meet some screwy characters in the park.
Yeah, imagine a woman trying to steal our lunch.
Never mind about that. Come on, Dick. Let's take a walk by the lake, huh?
Okay.
Come on, Joey. Let's just take a walk, too.
No, I tell you, we better sit right here and keep an eye on the lunch.
Oh, stop being silly. You don't expect that woman to come back again, do you?
Well, I don't know. She might. Tell you what, let's play a dandy game of checkers. Kids, they have a wonderful time in the park.
You're cute. Honestly, Joey, you're the most bashful boy I ever met.
Why, ain't bashful? I just don't go for that much.
Why don't you go in for much?
I guess I'm bashful.
I bet you never even kissed a girl.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Have you?
Have I what?
Have you ever kissed a girl?
Oh, stop talking silly.
I bet you're afraid to kiss me.
Well,
Well, I'll kiss you.
Oh, William, I'm simply famished.
Well, I don't mind telling you, Brad, I'm annoyed. First that dinner without food last night, and now this lunch without food today.
Well, just a minute, Bill. She'll be here in a moment. I can't imagine what...
Here we are. A little mix-up in the baskets, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's all right, isn't it, Bill? Come on, now, let's hurry,
Now,
dear. and Let's eat. We've been waiting.
Here's a nice whole squab for you, Mrs. Manners, and a squab for you, and one for you, dear.
Thank you, darling.
And there's one for me.
You must give me the recipe for this delicious-looking squab.
The recipe? Oh, it's nothing. You just take, that's all. Just,
Now to take a bite of this delicious squab.
But dig right in, Bill.
Boy, I am starved to death.
Yes, it certainly looks delicious.
You know, I can hardly wait to eat it. It looks so good.
Bless you, children.
Joni, why did you give away our food?
Oh, honey, they look so hungry. And besides, it's better to give than to receive. And believe me, if I didn't give, I would have received such a clap on the head. Oh, it's better to give than to receive. Yes, it's better to give than to receive. Yes, brother. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Oh,
Doug.
But, Brad, I still don't see how you made Mr. and Mrs. Manners agree to come here to dinner.
Well, I pleaded and pleaded like I never did before, and then I begged them, and they finally said yes.
Well, nothing can go wrong this time, darling. Now, all the food is ready and waiting.
I'll get it, dear.
Evening, Brad. How are you?
I'm so glad.
Stevens, how are you?
Just look at the food I have waiting for you.
Please, don't even want to see it.
Mrs. Stevens, I owe you a vote of thanks. I've lost 5 pounds in 2 days.
Yes, it's done a lot for me, too. You know, I was feeling heavy and sluggish and having a little trouble breathing, too. Made a new man out of me. Don't even let me see that food there.
But, what about dinner?
I'll tell you what we'll have for dinner, Brad. A nice long walk. And I'll think about those articles you're going to write for me.
The articles?
Yep. Bye, Brad.
Goodbye.
Bye, Miss
Oh,
Stevens.
goodbye.
And thanks again.
Oh, you're welcome, and maybe I can prepare another missing meal for you sometime.
Good luck, Brad.
Say, Joni, I'm going to write the articles after all.
Uh-huh. Well, Brad, it took a long time, but we're finally having that candlelight dinner for dinner.